Do you smell what the rock's cooking? Because I know Chaos Impact does. I need help. Chaos Impact has a lot of interesting new cards. Not everything is really great, especially when 4 of the secret rares are Hawkeye cards. But today, we're going to talk about some of the more generic cards in the set and go over how these generic cards are going to impact Yu-Gi-Oh! And change everything. Before we get into the 2 main cards, I want to talk about an honorable mention for this video that I don't think will necessarily see immediate impact, but it will see impact eventually, and that is Gizmek-Yada, the Gleaming Vanguard. Gizmek-Yada, the Gleaming Vanguard is a level 5 light machine effect monster with 2050 attack, 2050 defense, and it has the following effects. You can special summon this card from your hand by tributing 1 normal summon / set monster. You can only use each of the following effects of Gizmek-Yada, the Gleaming Vanguard, once per turn. During your main phase, if this card was normal or special summon this turn, you can immediately after this effect resolves, normal summon 1 monster, and if you do, you cannot special summon monsters for the rest of this turn, except monsters with the same original type as that monster. If this card that was special summoned by its own effect is tributed, gain 2050 life points. Gizmek-Yada basically has 2 requirements to be good. 1, the archetype has to already lock itself into a specific typing. So let's take a warrior archetype and it says for the rest of this turn you cannot special summon monsters except warrior monsters. Well, you can use Gizmek-Yada, special summon itself, and then you can tribute whatever, normal summon another warrior, and you were already going to be locked into warriors regardless, so getting that additional normal summon doesn't really change anything. Secondly, the extra normal summon has to be valuable. So with a card like Brilliant Fusion wasn't just a normal summon in a body. It actually gained you an immense advantage because it went +1 by special summoning the Seraphonite, but also sending a light monster from your deck to the graveyard. That's why Brilliant Fusion was so good. You could literally just send any light in the game, but you just get a second normal summon for some reason. Even though you have to play the Garnet, it doesn't matter because you're gaining so much advantage regardless. So with that in mind, you need to gain immense advantage from those normal summons. And if the normal summon you get with Gizmek-Yada doesn't provide that immense advantage, then what's the point in playing Gizmek-Yada? So basically, the normal summon has to make up for the advantage you're losing by tributing a normal summon / set monster. Now, one thing to note is that you don't have to special summon it using its own effect to gain the additional normal summon. It's just a once per turn during your main phase if this card was normal or special summon this turn. So if you summon Gizmek-Yada later on in the turn after you already search for another normal summon, you can then normal summon that monster, and then for the rest of this turn you can't special summon monsters. Literally, you can gain the additional normal summon at any point. It's not just like when it's summoned, but in the future I definitely think this card will see play. Before we continue, guys, if you want to buy any of the cards mentioned in this video, make sure to go down into the description and check out my TCG player link. You can buy any of the cards mentioned in this video or any card from Chaos Impact in general, including one of the 4 Hawkeye secret rares. If you want to support me, make sure to use my link in the description. With that, guys, let's continue the video. Okay, so now that we've discussed Gizmek-Yada, the Gleaming Vanguard, let's talk about the 2 cards that I think as of right now will change things. And the first one is IP Mascarene. IP Mascarene is a Dark Cyberse link effect monster with arrows bottom left, bottom right. It has 800 attack, it's a link 2, it requires 2 non-link monsters, and it has the following effects. During your opponent's main phase, you can quick effect immediately after this effect resolves, link summon 1 link monster using monsters you control, including this card. You can only use this effect of IP Mascarene once per turn. A link monster that uses this card as material cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. Okay, so IP Mascarene is really good because it can link summon on your opponent's turn, and there's a lot of good targets to link summon for. Some examples include Topologic Bomber Dragon. If your opponent's about to summon something to a zone a link monster points to, you can immediately link with IP Mascarene and another monster into Topologic Bomber Dragon. This, for example, can be used in the Guard Dragon combo, link into Bomber Dragon, and then blow up their main monster zone. Besides that, you can link with IP Mascarene for a Nightmare and just disrupt your opponent inherently. So there are definitely good targets for IP Mascarene, but we also have to keep in mind what decks can use this, and there are a lot of decks. It just requires 2 non-link monsters. monsters. So this means you can use something like in the Salamangreat combo, you can use a Jack Jaguar and a Mirage Stalio, link for IP Mascarene. If you have any other monster on field, you can use IP Mascarene with that other monster, link into a Nightmare Phoenix or Cerberus, and then you get to discard something and trigger Sunlight Wolf effect, and then the Sunlight Wolf's going to recur something from your grave, and the Nightmare is going to destroy something and then draw you a card, which is absolutely free. But even if you don't have that additional body on the field, you're just going to link for a Nightmare Unicorn or a Topologic Bomber Dragon and disrupt your opponent even further. So my point is, IP Mascarene means you can use random bodies for more disruption, which is always a good thing. Additionally, this card's attribute and typing is very good generally. So its attribute is dark, which means you can use it in the Orcus combo. If you just have leftover bodies, you link for IP Mascarene, and then on your opponent's turn you can link for an Apollosa, a Bomber Dragon, whatever the case may be. You can still link for something. Additionally, it's a Cyber, so if any deck requires you to be locked into Cybers monsters, like for example a Code Talker deck, you can still link for IP Mascarene, and that's still a disruption. IP Mascarene is overall an amazing card, so if you're buying Chaos Impact cards, definitely make sure to pick up a copy of IP Mascarene. This card's insane and will 100% see play. Lastly, we have the card that smells what the rock is cooking. Don't sue me. Gallant Granite. Gallant Granite is a rank 4 Earth Rock Xyz monster with 2300 attack, 1800 defense, and has the following effect. You can detach one material from this card, then activate one of these effects. Add one rock monster from your deck to your hand, or special summon one rock monster from your hand in face down defense position. You can only use this effect of Gallant Granite once per turn. So you're telling me Nibiru, one of the best cards in the game right now, one of the most impactful cards in the game right now, can easily be searched by a rank 4. That's absolutely madness. And so I'm not going to get into an entire discussion on why Nibiru is so good. I already have a video about why Nibiru is so good in the top right corner. Now, if you're playing against a deck like Sky Strikers, searching the rock isn't that great, but even ignoring just the practicality of searching Nibiru, there are other cards you can search as well. If you're playing a Block Dragon deck, you can search Block Dragon with this card, and so I think if you're playing Gallant Granite, you're either searching Block Dragon or Nibiru. My stance on this card would have been without Nibiru's existence, that it's not that great right now because we don't have the greatest targets, but we actually have insane targets with it now, and so I think Gallant Granite is a card you should 100% pick up for any deck. In Lunalights, you just detach a material and search Nibiru, which super good. It can be even better than Dweller in some circumstances, so it's really up to you which one you want, but I think Gallant Granite is a huge addition to the Yu-Gi-Oh! Trading card game overall. But those aren't the only cards being released in Chaos Impact. If you want to see more Chaos Impact discussions talking about something like Dream Mirror or Dragon Link, make sure to click on the playlist next to me, and I'd love to see you in another video.